Welcome to the Turtle Club. So,
we're back here.
Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah, I was
Turtle Club episode 5, everybody.
Woo!
Yeah.
For those who haven't listened, welcome to the Turtle Club. We are watching The Master of Disguise 2002 at least once a week for the year of 2022.
I think it's better to describe it as many times as we
possibly can.
I think that's a better app description at this point.
Let's go around and introduce ourselves, and then we'll introduce our guest. I am Eli, and I have seen The Master of Disguise a total of 34 times in the year of our Lord 2022.
I am Dave, and every week I awaken to a fresh hell. I'm currently up to 25 watches right now.
And I am Michael, and I am currently at 44 watches in 2022.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God, Michael. And then we have a guest. We have a fourth voice here that might not be familiar. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself and tell the folks where they can find you and whatnot?
Yeah, well, you can find me crying in the corner, because I saw this 4 times this year, but my name is Flobo Boyce, comedian podcaster. 4 for this show. Yeah, you said you got to watch it every week, and I was like, okay. Yeah, and after a view and a half, I was like, there's no way anyone can do this more than 4 times, but 44 times. Yeah. Yikes.
I watched it twice today.
I want to, before we go forward, I do want to warn our guest. This is actually a weird thing that I kind of predicted this would happen, but this is kind of the first time ever where we have a little bit of animosity towards our guest.
What?
This is the thing that would happen. We knew it would happen because our guests are only required to watch this movie 4 times, which is, I think, already a huge ask considering what this movie is. But as we get farther into the year, the more resent we're gonna have towards our own guests.
Well, it's almost like I feel like you can't complain. You're not allowed to complain, in my opinion, because I've watched this movie 10 times more than you.
Oh, I'll find a way to complain. Don't worry.
11 times. Yes, thank you, Eli. 11 times.
And I want to apologize to our guest because he is our first guest in which we are resentful, because you're done. That's it for the year. You don't have to watch this movie a single time ever again in your life.
I feel like
that sounds like a penance, really.
Yeah.
You have to do 20 Hail Marys and Master of Disguise 40 total times.
See, that's the thing, though. I feel like we're giving our guests this drug that is the Master of Disguise, and then immediately sending them to rehab for this
What the fuck are you saying? What are you saying?
It's like, here's this nightmare that you have to live through.
We're like
just
a
forcing this
cocaine
on
dealer.
you.
We give a free sample and we're trying to get people addicted. That's a terrible analogy.
I don't think anyone comes. This is the most least addictive drug of all time, because I don't think anyone comes away from this like, I need to watch it more.
No, I'm not saying it's addictive. I'm telling you, we're giving you this drug that's destroying your life, and then we just throw you into rehab. That's the podcast.
Oh, so they clean. They're clean after.
Yeah,
we clean them up.
We put him through hell.
And then we clean him up. I got you.
And then we clean
I
him
hate
up.
big bottom girls now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This movie ruined it. So, yes, we should add... Mr. Flobo Boyce, I have a couple questions for you, because you are the first guest we've had so far that contacted us.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is a weird thing, because in the days where Netflix was like a website, the brown tan background, I stumbled across this movie and it was awful, and I thought nothing of it.
Oh, you've seen this movie before.
I saw it once when it came out. I was like, well, I don't know, until in high school at the time or something like that. And then I was like, wait, there's a whole podcast for this movie? What? Why? This makes absolutely no sense. And then I talked to you guys, and I'm like, this makes less sense, but I'm in.
Yeah.
So you saw when it came out?
Yeah, David.
Not in theaters. I saw it on Netflix.
Ah.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix. Yeah, a little later.
Mr. Flobo Boyce, so you
Mr.
volunteered to do this. We didn't have to trick you. I feel like all of our other guests, I've had to be like a swindler, like a grifter. Like, hey, you want to see this really cool movie 4 times?
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, gee golly, mister, that sounds good. And then they watch the movie once and they're like, oh no!
So
Mr. Flobo Boyce, you signed up.
Yeah, I messed up big time. I thought the guests saw it once. And then you're like, look, this 4 times. And I was like, well, point no return. Yes.
It's a big ask for our guests. It's amazing that we found this many people who will do it.
Yeah, we actually have I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, so we have a bit of a wait list.
Yeah,
we have many people who want to do this.
People people in our lives or like online have contacted us since you, Mr. Flobo Boyce, and you got in before all of them.
Yeah,
I'm so lucky. Thank you.
There's a sucker born every day,
I don't know if you are lucky.
There's a sucker born every day.
That we put you through. So what did you think? What did you think?
I made a big mistake. How can a movie that's only 70 minutes be so long? I have no idea.
I want to get into that as well because this is one of the shortest movies of all time. Like one of the shortest I've ever come across that came out in theaters, and yet it feels like an eternity.
The first 35 minutes are the most fucking grueling experience of my life.
I know exactly what point it is where it becomes easier though. It's the Turtle Club.
Right when the Turtle Club happens, it gets more fun because
it's like you're climbing a ladder to go down a slide.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like the first half of this movie almost is the ladder climb up, and then the rest of it, as soon as Pistachio starts wearing disguises, you can just slide along. It's down. It's like,
aren't racist. Yeah. Holy crap!
It is ridiculous.
You get a new disguise every 5-10 minutes, and even if they're awful, Gammy Num Num awful, it's still
whoa.
Oh no, Flobo, come on.
My boy, say the line.
Whoa.
Oh no,
I'm not going to say the line. The movie's terrible. But Gammy Num Nums is one of the better characters.
You do not.
Yes, let's go.
She can have her own show.
Eli, it's you and me against the world with this Gammy.
Flobo, you and me, buds for life.
Let's do it.
A horny grandma?
Yeah, Gammy's one of the best parts. Yeah.
She just loves moisture.
The concept of a horny old lady is all it takes for you?
Yeah.
It's a very low bar to clear in this film. I mean,
have you heard of the Medea films?
I don't do that. Hello.
Oh boy.
No, Terry Swab is easily the one who stands out on his own.
No.
I feel like Terry Swab blends in.
Okay.
He tries to you be suave. You try too hard.
He is Swab.
He tries way too hard.
He's a parody. He's got an idea.
He's Austin Powers. His character is Austin Powers. You can make a whole fucking movie about him. They made 5 of them.
They made
but so is Austin Powers.
Movies. Idiot.
Johnny English. Yeah,
Johnny English. Perfect.
Johnny English. Yeah. Come on. They could definitely.
Yeah, Mike will be like, Terry Suave and then Deuce Bigelow, American Gigolo, team up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
thank
scam
you. Both
horny
Happy
old
Madison
and they scam horny old ladies.
Okay. Okay.
Now
so
that's a movie.
Before we get into the notes, I mental health checkup, everybody. Michael, you've seen it the most at this point. 44 times. How you doing?
It's pretty rough. I work Monday through Friday, and then I have the weekends, but during the week, it's difficult to come home from an 8-hour work day, dealing with middle schoolers all day, and then sitting down and watching this movie. But I did that twice today. I got home from work at 4:30, and then I watched this movie 2 times back to back. And literally, I just finished 15 minutes ago, and it was it was rough. It's a really not good experience. It feels like I'm not watching the movie. I'll just look at the screen and absorb it, but it's not like I'm watching a movie. It's just it's happening, and I'm here, but it's not It's like meditation almost, but like what's the negative form of meditation?
It's the opposite of nirvana. Like I am put into a meditative state, but I am not in a place of peace. I am. Like I am taking like psychological damage.
It's extreme disassociation.
It's like okay, so this is what it feels like. In games where it's like. It's like every time they'll take damage over time, like their intelligence drains over time, right? In games, that's like a mechanic, right? Yeah. I feel like that's happening to me. My intelligence is draining over time. My stamina is draining over time.
You keep saying that. I don't think Dana Carr's going to do her show, man. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to say yes.
Probably not.
And that's okay. But if we get him, it'd be amazing. But because we would be nice to him if he came on.
Is it like in his 60s or whatever right now?
He's like almost 70.
I think he does a couple podcasts too. I just feel like or like you know what it almost feels like at times, not all the time, but at times it's weird because I hadn't seen this movie until January 1st.
Yeah,
it was one of the first things I did actually in 2022. I think it was the first thing I did in 2022.
Same.
And I go back to it, and it feels like you're watching like an old movie from your childhood almost. Like
it feels like I'm watching for a movie that you didn't see until about 4 months ago.
Right, because it's like it's almost like I'm watching like Jurassic Park again. Like obviously it's much worse than Jurassic Park, but it's like I feel like so much nostalgia for it when it doesn't make sense to have nostalgia for it. It's a very weird experience.
Okay. So like I'm not. This month has been my worst month for like viewings. And, like, my feelings during the viewings. Because last month, I talked a little bit about how I was starting to feel like a burning inside my skull.
Yeah.
Like, I could feel the tumor forming. And, like,
man, that should be in the DVD box.
And it's... I am not feeling a burn anymore. It's not a burn. It's like, I turn on the movie and, like... my body starts to shut down. I have a hard time staying awake while I'm watching this movie. like genuinely, like my brain is trying to protect me, I feel. Yeah, it's going into shutdown mode, like, oh shit, what's happening isn't good. Okay, earlier this month, me and my wife were looking through like HBO for movies to watch. And I scrolled down to the M section, and it appeared on screen, and my brain went into fight or flight mode for a second. Like, actually, like, I had to, like take a breath. I was like, oh, it's okay. We're not watching this movie right now.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like, this is a social experiment. We called it that. We called it a psychological, like, social experiment. And so I feel like I need to get all these things out there, but I'm not in a good place. This is a terrible experience.
I'm not in a good place.
Dave,
you guys
how
have got
are you
that
doing?
Kubrick stare down, just looking at it and losing all sense of reality.
Yeah, Dave, how you doing?
You have the least viewings out of the main three hosts here. How you doing?
See, so I
it's not good.
I went back and listened to some of the older podcast episodes just to lead up into this one.
Oh.
And there was an interesting turnaround that everyone started to hit at like the watch 20s, like 20 to 22 range is where things started to fall apart. And so at watch 20 it was kind of gimmicky, and then like going on from there it just started to scale downhill. I'm not miserable yet, but I have had instances where it's like I almost fell asleep during one watch, and then I had to pause and then rewind to just rewatch what I watched, and I was groaning the entire time I was rewinding. Because it's a tape. I have to sit there and watch the scene that I didn't watch.
I forgot you have the VHS tape.
Wait, I thought your VHS was fucked up. Is it working?
No, it still works. It's got a little bit of burnout on it right now, but it's still working.
Thank goodness. So, our guest, Flobo. So, you are the most green out of all of us here.
Yay!
You've only got 4 watches this year. And how's that feel?
I can't say it feels great. I mean, I was doing great. It's really, I'm not sure what 20 or 40 feels like, but that middle of that second viewing was like, I can't do this. How many times can I do a...
No, I don't. What 40 feels like?
I don't want to hear Brett Spiner fart anymore. I'm out. I can't do this. Wait, there's maybe that's the best joke. Watch.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. You're a Star Trek fan.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it weird seeing
I was like,
Data?
Depressing, yes. Yeah, totally depressing.
It's weird because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think isn't Brett Spiner going to show up on the new season of Picard as Data?
He was in season 1 as Data.
Okay, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But so, does that influence your thoughts at all on Mr. Brett Spiner?
No, because I didn't realize it was him until halfway through my first viewing. I was like, wait a minute. Because, Data is usually like painted silver, right?
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, oh, crap.
now, if Data farted, would you recognize him?
I'm
Data started dying laughing.
If Data ripped ass and shit all over the place, could you tell?
Yeah, is that all?
Perfectly, yes.
So I do remember. Now this is coming from a veteran at this point. I do remember some of my most miserable watches being 3 and 4. And man, what a child I was! I think back to I think it was my 6th viewing where I was doing the mineral water shit. Where I was just so upset with the movie and so bored with the movie, I spent 20 minutes of it googling mineral water brands.
I have a theory.
Okay,
Early in, you're still trying to make sense of the movie. You're still trying to understand, why the fuck is this happening? This doesn't make any goddamn sense. This is awful. But by, later on, you accept that stuff, and it's just a different type of misery, It's not that, this movie doesn't make any sense. It's, I just want to kill myself. It's a different type of misery.
Yeah, you're done rolling with the punches. You can't roll with the punches anymore. You're really just, I think the best way to put it is retreating into your shell.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because, I have experienced the 5 stages of grief many times this year so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, the 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
That's a big part of my notes.
I have gone through all of these things many times already. I'm gonna do my notes first today, and so I'm just gonna go into it a little bit here. Yeah. But my thought process on how it's been going is I used earlier the visual of a climbing up the stairs of a slide and then sliding down. But imagine if every single time you slide down, right in front of you is an even taller ladder. And every time, you reach the taller ladder, you get to go down the slide again. But each time, you have to climb up a taller and taller ladder. So if you guys recall, my, 1st through 6th viewings got worse and worse and worse. And then my 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th viewings were actually pretty decent, except for the fact that I had to stand on one foot for the whole movie that one time. But
see, that's a good analogy.
What?
I get it gets shit got bad. It was real rough. But every single time, you have the slide, you'll have a couple viewings where it's yay, wee. But every single time, the ladder up to the fun watches gets harder to get through. And this month has been hell. I hate watching this movie. The experience of this movie being in the same room as me is doing damage. It doesn't feel good. Okay, so I watched this movie 12 times this month. 12 times. And that is I remember hearing that Michael had watched it 13 or 14 times and laughing at that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so many viewings. I just did that in a month. And I hate it. So my first notes of this month's podcast, it just said, I don't like this movie. I don't know how else to say it. No lore can save me. I just don't like it. And that's another thing that we need to get into. There's not going to be a lot of lore this episode, guys.
Yeah, that's why, getting into that, that's why we talked about last episode that we might have a standalone lore episode, but I think we need a little break.
We're not in the headspace for it.
I'm adding a little lore this episode, some ideas, but, last episode was...
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing to say the least, I think.
I'm ashamed of ourselves. The things that we said are ridiculous.
Ashamed of yourself. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm great.
I said a lot of things during that episode. I had a lot of arguments about cherry pie men in the Civil War, which I still agree with. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong, Lore Master?
I flew a little too close to the sun last episode. The wax on my wings got burnt, and I'm soaring down a little bit, but I'm rebuilding the wings. I'll go back up. I just need a little time.
That doesn't beg us a question. What happens at the end of the year? You guys start over, or a new movie, or
we're not going to do this movie. If we continue into 2023, we're not doing this movie again.
Oh,
no. What? What do you mean?
We might do it. Shut up! We might do another movie.
You shut up, Dave.
We might do another movie.
Maybe. If we're ready for it. But we're not doing this fucking bet again.
We have decided that we aren't challenging it. We will do it once a week. That's it.
This fucking bet to see who can watch it the most times. We're not doing this again.
It's fucking killing me,
It's
Flobo.
fucking bull. And Michael, you take it way too seriously.
I gotta win! I gotta fucking win! What do you mean I'm taking seriously? I gotta win!
Today,
I can't knock him for that.
Michael was 8 viewings ahead of me today, and then he said, I have to be 10 ahead of you. I'm going to watch it twice today. And I was like, why? No one's going to make you do that. And then he got mad at me. I have to be 10 ahead. No, listen, fucker. I fucking told you I got to be 10 ahead. And you're like, that's dumb, whatever. I told you weeks ago. I was like, I want to be 10 ahead. That's comfortable for me. And you're like, that's dumb, whatever. And then today you're like, I'm going to watch it twice. Why would you do that? You know I wanted to be 10 ahead. You did that to fucking spite me.
No. What happens if you win? What do you get if you win?
You were like,
I don't get the punishment.
On each other.
Okay.
I didn't.
Shut up.
I did not watch it twice to spite you.
Flobo, to explain it, the first place you just win. You don't have to be punished. Second place has to watch it 5 times in 5 days. Last place has to watch it 5 times in 1 day.
Wait, so you're watching it often, so you have to watch it often? That doesn't make any...
I don't care about the punishments, Flobo. It's not about the punishments. I want to win.
Michael has already done something to himself that was worse than the second place punishment.
Oh, yeah, I watched it 7 times in 7 days.
And the punishment for second place is 5 times in 5 days. So Michael did something worse than the second place punishment.
I gotta fucking win. I don't care about the punishment. I gotta win.
You know what'll fix this hole in my head? A second hole.
You assholes are just gonna fucking spite me and like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna try and piss him off. Ho ho ho! Fuck you.
Do you think I wouldn't put myself through this just to make you put yourself through it?
I think you would.
Hold on. Why? This guy's Civil War.
Yeah.
You guys would have this president endure this movie.
Civil War dance off.
I made the joke already that this podcast is going to end in a standoff where we're all accusing each other of being in disguise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The animosity to one another, it's happening. There's going to be a mutiny, and it's going to be rough, but we don't need to be there yet.
I had plans. I was going to fucking play... No, I was gonna play like a VR game today. I was thinking about trying to beat Arkham Origins today. And then I was gonna watch a Sam Raimi movie I'd never seen before today. And no, I had to just fucking come home from work after a really fucking shitty day and watch Smash Guys 2 times.
No, you didn't. You didn't have to do that. Nobody made you do that.
You did. Whatever.
Wait, I told you I was falling on this sword. I have to fall on the sword, guys.
How many swords, though?
Michael just keeps falling on every fucking sword he comes across, and then he yells at us like, "Hey, why'd you make me fall on that sword?" I'm like,
"You pushed me.
Do that. You pushed
me. You were fucking tripping me. I'm Pistachio the waiter, and you're Rex tripping me. That's you."
Eli and I are like, stop throwing the eggshells on the ground so you don't have to walk on them, man.
Like, especially Dave. Why do you react to Dave talking shit? He's like 20 viewings behind you.
19.
I was reacting to Dave talking shit. I don't care about Dave talking shit. Dave's a no one.
You care when I just say
whoa.
Yeah, you can't watch because you knew I wanted to be 10 ahead.
It didn't matter. You made that rule yourself.
You're doing these things to yourself.
Yeah, I understand that, but he knew. He knew. We have spoken about it. He knew.
I know, and then I said it was dumb, and I still think it's dumb.
I don't give a shit what you think. You purposely wanted me to watch it 2 times today. You wanted to ruin my fucking day.
I didn't want to do that.
Oh, fuck off.
You piece of shit.
You're an asshole.
You can't do these things to yourself and blame us. Like, that's just rude. That's a real Devlin Bowman move.
Eli, please continue with your list, Eli.
I think you can use Energico to summon animals.
Honestly. Okay. Let me hear this out. Let's hear this out.
I'm gonna be honest. There's no animal in this movie besides the cuteness, I think. So.
No, you're so wrong. They summon cows. They summon a snake.
Cow and snake. You think that's
where'd they get the snake?
They summoned it with Energico.
All right, I'm with you. I
don't think the snake existed in that basket until he did the racist caricature.
I'm with you. I'm in.
I don't think those cows existed in the woods until he dressed like
deeper.
shit.
Can I take this one step deeper, if I will?
Damn it, that's actually not a bad idea.
All good magicians are part of the Disguisey family tree. Houdini, Disguisey. Penn and Teller, Disguisey.
Ooh.
Did he put the shark in the pond?
He put the shark in the pond. Boom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I like this, and I think all good magicians are Disguiseys.
What? Fuck it.
Like
Why not?
See, they reach into the Energico realm. They aren't Disguiseys, though.
Right, but they have access to it. I mean, that's what I mean by the family tree. You know,
well,
maybe
okay, so this is also something
but...
that I wanted to bring up a little bit, because I took a little bit deeper. Because I'm like, okay, where are they summoning these animals from?
Right.
And this month, I had the benefit of seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Great movie.
Yeah, amazing movie. I suggest it to everybody listening to this. But without spoiling much from the movie, there's multiverse themes in that movie. What if every disguise is being pulled from another universe where this person is that character?
Oh, so Pistachio is a racist guy who walks around in brown face in
another universe.
In New Delhi, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it seems pretty accurate. Yeah, I know.
So, he's pulling these, these aren't just random characters. These are him from other universes.
Okay, so now I have a question for you then. What about when he disguises real-life people like George Bush?
In another universe, he is George Bush.
All right. What? Sure.
He just pulls George Bush from another universe. Was that where he went during Hurricane Katrina?
Listen, Flobo, you just got to roll with this, Flobo. Just accept it. It's not worth it.
It's hilarious. Like, okay, sounds legit. What?
Yeah. No, we are past the point. That is like low-level shit, Flobo.
That's Abraham Lincoln tapping out. Like, he actually had a hot tag in the corner.
That was another guy who was him from another universe. Why not?
Yeah. Sure.
Wow.
Sure. Give me a good reason why that can't be the case.
And in that universe, music developed quicker, which is why I like to move it. He knew I like to move it.
Boom.
He developed quicker.
Music. So 100 gecs existed in 1930s in this world.
Right. Wait, so instead of there being one Beethoven, there were 2. So music just got really quick.
So Money Machine is the song of the revolution.
Yeah.
Wait, exactly. There's no electric guitar, but just drum machines.
Yeah. Thank you, Flobo. He's right. He may have been being sarcastic, but he's right.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any I didn't detect any sarcasm in
so wait. All of this to say, the Civil War drummers are actually like the whole drum kits.
Are electronic,
like the electric drum kits.
Sounds like it.
Why not?
Yeah, sounds like it.
You got some dude with a speaker.
Right.
Again, what are you gonna you can't prove that's not the case.
Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of there in the movie. There's no arguing with it.
All right, another big question I have. Why the fuck does Sophia show up at the restaurant?
Yeah, that's in my notes too, so I'll talk about that as well. I have a theory. I think okay, so I won't get into part of this, but I think Pistachio and her got really drunk, and she was hitting it off with Pistachio, but then she woke up and was really embarrassed and didn't want anyone to know and didn't want Trent to know. So she needed to just cut it off early and end it without anyone knowing.
She doesn't want Rex to know.
That kind of like
Rex. I think she meets Rex when. Okay, so I have another theory about that. I think she meets Rex when she goes and tells Pistachio, "I gotta go."
That's interesting.
Ooh.
I think it's actually the opposite of that.
Okay.
She was like, she was at the bar with Pistachio. Pistachio left. Rex comes in because he's the spy, and it's just like, what's going on?
Flobo, just as backstory real quick, I decided that Rex is a spy for Devil Bowman.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, so that's a cool take.
Yeah, right? So Rex comes in, gets the cleanup, and then like steals her away. Pistachio leaves, and then when she comes back, he's so genuinely surprised. And then but she's only there for Rex.
Right.
So
she was telling Pistachio, leave.
So
leave me alone.
So you think that she came to see Rex, then she saw Pistachio. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because they Fabrizio's like, hey, there's a girl here for you.
She knew he's there, so
she just needed to end it. She was like, I need to end this and then see Rex.
Yeah. We had some laughs at the bois last night.
The bois, pistachios.
Pistachios.
During the makeout scene with Rex and Sophia, there's a bunch of flyers hanging up in the alley behind them. They're advertising a boxing match between Davis Mack and Shelvin Mullins.
Yeah.
Those aren't real people. I don't know.
No.
Those aren't real people
Yeah,
at
I don't
all.
think so.
I definitely did some Googling. So my second time watching this month, I watched it with my wife, and I'm amazed that I can still get her to sit down to watch it sometimes.
Yeah,
but
Emily won't watch it with me. She gets mad at me when I play it.
Your fiance?
Yeah.
She's a keeper.
She'll be like, why the fuck are you watching this movie again? I was like, I have to. And she's like, no, you don't.
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
she's right. You don't have to.
Shut up! No, I fucking have to because of you!
Are you really sure you have to?
Straight.
Okay. When the grandpa says, you don't have a sister, he doesn't mention a brother.
Okay.
That's a note that I just remembered. I didn't remember I had this. I don't know where I was going with that, but think about it.
Okay, well maybe it's the twin that Pistachio consumed in the womb.
Yeah, there we go.
No, see, we already took that theory out of the works. He didn't absorb the twin. I think it's I'm gonna stick with that multiverse idea because I think that's better to work with. It works towards the disguisey Energico power.
Well, because in the DVD menu, when the turtle guy explains what Energico is, he says it also binds you to all disguises, past and present.
Yes.
So, does that line by itself ruin my multiverse theory, or can they both exist?
No, they can both exist.
Both of them could exist. Yeah, you've got like a mastered power of multiverse.
So
it links you to all
every universe has its own history.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just realized that there may have been a contradiction.
I appreciate it.
And I
could be Cole
to,
and Dylan Sprouse. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Why can't the Sprouse twins both exist in this universe?
Sure.
And by the way, something I haven't discussed in recording yet. In that scene when the chemistry blows up, the copper sulfate and the luminol, if you pay attention to not the smoke, you can see the cut.
Yeah,
really
bad.
obviously.
Yeah, it's really obvious.
Bad.
Like it is so obvious, like the cut.
So
it's real bad. But okay, so one thing I want to say about Viewing 24, this is something happened that was unexpected. I started to like a specific disguise that I didn't like before.
No, Eli. Eli, if you say Gammy, I'm done.
It's not Gammy.
All right, good.
It's a certain constable.
Oh, Constable Mueller.
No fucking way. No.
Constable is a king. Constable is a king.
Constable is the worst fucking disguise in the movie.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
I was on the hate train for Constable Mueller for the last few months. But I don't know what happened.
That's pretty fun.
I don't know what change occurred. But suddenly, as soon as he walks in and goes, I'm Constable Mueller, I lose my shit.
Yeah, as soon as he walks in and says, I'm Constable Mueller, I want to lose my shit by punching him in the face.
I
Damn.
Don't know why. So I went through quite a few viewings without a single laugh. No, I wasn't.
I haven't laughed at this movie.
I mean, more than likely, yes.
Yeah. But for some reason, right at viewing 24, I wrote it down because I was surprised myself. I laughed at Constable Mueller.
That's good.
And I have a theory.
Okay.
I think eventually, like, all of the things in this movie will have a moment to shine for me.
I don't think Gammy will.
I think there will be a moment where I see Gammy and decide, hey, that actually is pretty rad. It hasn't happened yet, but that happened to Constable Mueller. I fucking hated Constable Mueller. He was like down there as my least favorite, even below Gammy. But now, I'm liking Constable Mueller a little bit. He's from the Bavarian tax agency.
I don't know. I don't think Gammy will ever time shine. Hey, can I interrupt your point real quick? I just need to ask Flobo a question.
Hey, what's up?
So, with this argument about Eli making me watch the movie 2 times, you see my side, right? Like, as an outside perspective, you definitely see my side, right?
I see the idea of table stakes and having a gentleman's agreement, but I think the heat that you have about it's kind of hilarious.
Well, but
you're like, there are rules to this, okay? There's a whole thing.
Well, like if you had to pick a side, you would pick my side, right? Like.
It's kind of hard because it's talking about this master of disguise. But yes, if there's an agreement, there has to be an agreement.
There was no agreement. There was no agreement.
I think Flobo knows what he's talking about. Let's move on. Continue with your list. Thank you very much. No. Let's continue. No. Let's continue with your list. We gotta keep it moving. We're running up on time.
There was no agreement. Let me know there was no agreement. Michael just said, "I want to be 10 watches ahead of you," and I said, "That's stupid," and I still hold that opinion.
No.
There has been no switching or backstabbing.
I just checked the time. We're actually running a little high,
so you. You are manipulating the truth for our guests and our listeners.
If a guy wants to do 10, he doesn't do 10.
Like, that's not any of my doing.
Yeah, so I think we just continue.
Leave it alone.
What were you saying?
This is you torturing yourself, Michael.
Well, I'm sorry. What were you saying about Constable?
We're out of time.
Ridiculousness. Yeah. Like fucking. Okay. Okay.
Deep breath.
You brought this up again. This was a dumb conversation.
You know, it's one of those things that it's been going on for so long. It's hard to say who's really at fault. So I should say we move on.
Wow.
I wrote a haiku.
Oh, nice.
Okay, fun.
I wrote a haiku.
I wrote a haiku once.
A haiku. It's about suffering.
Oh, Lord.
Brain feels like burning. I cannot hate myself more. Master of disguise.
That's really good.
Wow, that's pretty good, actually.
I actually like
it.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, Michael set the bar with his poem that he.
Yeah, my poem was really good. I think actually.
I was a fan of that poetry.
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited about. Like all mental anguish aside, we're getting some good art out of this.
All mental anguish aside. Mental anguish aside.
Hey, can I
gotta suffer for your art, right?
No, we've already heard your poem on the.
I think
you get one.
Oh my god!
You've already read it before.
Fine, you know what? I'm writing another poem, and it's gonna be really good.
Okay, yes, please do.
Please.
Right fucking now.
All right. I think Jennifer just has terrible taste in men. I said it.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Like,
she goes I think
right from Trent directly to Pistachio because Pistachio kicked his ass. That's toxic.
Yeah.
No, and then before that, she even mentions it was like, you know, I used to date a guy that had hand rolled cigars from the Turtle Club. So then it's like she went from money to Trent to Pistachio.
I wanted to be on Jennifer's side because Jennifer was my favorite character for a while here, but I just come on, you could do so much better.
Yeah,
what are you doing,
honey,
Jennifer?
Please.
I'm in your corner here, but that you gotta stop this. You gotta stop this. And then she married the guy who kicked Trent's ass.
Yeah.
bad decision. I don't think he'll be a good father to Barney either. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
I don't think that's that crazy. Like, he fit the bare minimum by saying, like, hey, you can skateboard, kid. And then he's probably not even gonna let him skateboard. He's gonna force him into the Disguisey family.
I back that up. I back up that idea.
It's not a good relationship.
Well, I mean, it's a small town. There's not many guys hanging around, you see.
There's Little Italy.
There's like 4 extras. There's no one to date.
They've got Little in the name of the neighborhood.
Hey, I just wrote a haiku, if I can share it.
Okay,
go.
Oh,
boy, please.
All right. Sophia and Rex, lovers in the night. Fuck that ass too, Trent.
Yeah.
Lovers in the night is only... It's 575.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn it.
That was awful. I was just hyping up all the art that came out of this, and you just had to ruin it.
We had a good streak going until Michael just had that.
What the fuck?
Wait. Did you guys have high expectations for Master of Disguise haiku? Really?
Yes.
You don't know.
Expecting high?
Look, we can't. This is all we've got. Okay, let us have this.
All right. No, I fixed it. Let me reread.
All right, go.
Here we go.
All right, he's got it.
Sophia and Rex, Sorry. Sophia and Rex, lovers in the dark nighttime. Fuck that ass too, Trent.
Ooh.
Wait, what was the last line?
Fuck that ass to Trent.
Okay. I wouldn't call it good,
I liked
but it did exist. It was formatted. The best compliment I can give your haiku is that it was a haiku.
But hate.
I want to fucking kill myself.
It's bad. Okay, so we started a discussion last month, and I wanted to finish it because I brought this up to my wife, and a little bit of a trigger warning, kind of a dark subject coming up here, gentlemen. Sexual assault and whatnot. My wife and I talked about it, and we both definitely think Bowman was going to sexually assault Jennifer.
Yes.
God, yeah.
I'm not saying in the terms of like a date rape scenario, but it was like a look around you, you're helpless kind of deal.
Yeah.
It was the implication. It was like Dennis from Always Sunny. Like, it was just it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because
not all of us seemed to be on board last month, so I wanted to bring it up again and be like, you know what? Absolutely. And I thank God for the constable saving the day.
Is that why you like him?
Yeah.
No, but
adds to it.
But
it helps.
Hey, he did something. He did a beautiful thing. My 29th viewing was on 420, so I did the stereotypical thing. I got very, very stoned and watched it.
Nice.
I noticed very little things. Last month we talked about if Pistachio's in the bathroom for the shaving cream beard scene. I don't think he is. He looks like he's in a bedroom.
Yeah, he's in his
bedroom.
So that makes sense that he stopped in the bathroom to remove the beard. Just like a thing we talked about, and I paid attention for it. It was ridiculous. I noticed the Fabrizio Young wig again.
Yeah.
That wig he wears right at the beginning. Terrible, awful.
Fabrizio spelled with 2 B's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 30th viewing was April 21st. This was a historic viewing, everybody. This is the first time that me, Michael, and Dave all watched together.
Yeah.
Just us. Just
in the same room?
Just the 3 of us.
We did it over Discord because I live like 2 hours from Eli, and Dave lives in Colorado.
States away. This is the first time that all 3 of us watched it together, and it's so much easier with people, but also this was a miserable watch. All 3 of us were like we couldn't get over how slow it was.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so ridiculously...
It's like, okay, so you know what it felt like? You know, at jobs, how, like, you kind of want to avoid the break room sometimes because it's all just like a super negative place where everyone just bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it felt like a break room where like we all were just bitching about how much we hate the movie, so it kind of made it worse.
And it's even worse because like we have a rule where we can't talk about like things we've noticed and haven't discussed, or like things like that, or theories we have. So there's really nothing else we can talk about other than just saying this movie sucks.
Yeah. Like, we'll do, like, small pieces, but we can't, like, go into actual expounding lore or anything. It's just like, man, hey, look at that. And then that's the whole point.
Yeah, like, so it almost, like, turned into a worse viewing because we were all watching it together?
Yeah, and we couldn't,
sometimes if it's, like, bad, you try to explain to your boys, like, hey, is this cringy?
Yeah, we are so past that point now. We've gone to, it's cringy, to, this is the single worst thing I've ever done to myself in my entire life.
Like, this is like a level of hell that we've put ourselves through on purpose. I wanted to formally apologize to my co-hosts Michael and Dave. This was my idea. And now that I've been through it, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, let alone some of my best friends, so I apologize.
We're friends.
I hope. And I hope, hopefully after this year, we can still, talk to each other. Without
honestly, after this episode, I'm pretty fucking mad at you. So I don't
know. Let the man have his 10. What are you
doing? We just got through 4 months of this year. We still have like 8 left.
Yeah, no, I'm just pretty pissed at you right now because of the whole spiting me with 2 extra watches. But we don't have time to talk about it right now. Let's move on.
Spiting you.
We don't have time to talk about it. Let's move on.
I mean, how do you, undo that? Do you watch, Citizen Kane twice to get minus viewings?
My God.
No, you can't get minus. I wish.
Okay.
I fucking wish.
The damage is done. The scar can only
we've
heal.
talked about this a lot, but there's very few lines in this movie that I don't know by heart at this point.
Yeah.
Seriously, I like sometimes to make it easier for myself, I will say the movie along with it.
Yeah.
Like I will talk out loud every line, and I'll even kind of do the voices, even though I'm not very good at it. And it helps very little, but it also makes me seem like a crazy person to my wife. The other night, my wife was making dinner in the kitchen, and I found out that she ate her dinner in the kitchen because she didn't want to watch Master Disguise with me.
Oh my gosh!
It was like I literally was like, oh, like she literally was so nice. She was it was her turn to cook, and she was very nice enough to bring my meal to me while I was watching Master Disguise. And then she walked back to the kitchen, and I'm finishing the movie, and I realized like, wait, where the fuck is she? Like we usually eat together. No. She fucking ate standing up in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh!
The movie
to not look at the Master of Disguise. It's affecting my relationship, guys. My marriage.
They haven't had sex in 8 months.
It's like,
Michael, we've only been doing this for 4. It's
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Something I noticed when Fabrizio is taking off the Bowman disguise. He starts doing this really weird, heavy breathing.
Yeah, it's like Darth Vader.
It's like Darth Vader-esque, and it's like, what is that? Like, why? Like
so to spoil one of my watches, I watched it in Spanish. That's not in the Spanish version of the movie.
Well, it is Cinco de Mayo, so that's appropriate.
That is appropriate.
Wait,
it's not the Spanish version of the movie. So I watched the movie in Spanish, like dub, and it's not like the sound is not in the Spanish version.
Is it
audio.
a reference to him exiting the dark side of Energico?
No, but that would make me think he's entering it.
I think no. See, I think it's more of the scene where Vader loses his helmet and he's like dying on the ground, and then you get the raspy breaths of him as he's like coming out and then saying his goodbyes.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It feel like that's the only thing that would make sense though, is I think they're trying to make a Star Wars reference on purpose.
Yeah, because they mention the grandpapa mentions that he got pulled over to the dark side of Energico.
Yeah, and then he says exactly like Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I think that that's supposed to be the joke, but I think it's just like a really badly done joke.
Yes.
Seems likely.
I mean, it's the only one
I
in
have
the movie,
a
so
couple
I'm
more
impressed.
big things that I want to get through, and I honestly thought this was going to be one of the shorter episodes, but we're even like taking a long time because Michael won't shut
minutes.
up. My 33rd viewing, it was actually my only gimmick watch this month. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm getting through these pretty quickly because a lot of these watches, I just wasn't in the mood to do it like a creative different thing. Like I feel like I do the most gimmick watches, at least I have so far. And I try to be very creative and fun with it. This month, I just didn't feel it. I just had no motivation to do that. Like, I have so many ideas for fun gimmick viewings. Like, Flobo, for example, like, I synced the movie up with Dark Side of the Moon at one point. At one point, I tried to stand on one foot for the entirety of the movie, and then every time I fell, I rewinded it like 2 or 3 minutes, whatever it was. Like, I try to have fun ideas, but this month, I just didn't have any. But today, my first viewing of the day was viewing 33. I had an idea that I felt this is the only month that it would be appropriate for, because this is, so far anyway, our most depressed episode, our most, like, upset with ourselves. A lot of self-deprecation here. So I decided to sync up the Master Disguise, the visuals of the Master Disguise. I decided to play the audio of Derek Jarman's 1993 movie, Blue. For those who are not familiar with the 1993 movie, Blue, it has no visuals. The movie Blue is just a blue screen and a monologue for about 70 minutes. It was made by Derek Jarman in 1993, AIDS. Who was dying of AIDS.
Oh God!
He was an actor, a director, and a gay rights activist from the UK. And when he was diagnosed with AIDS, he lost his sight. The only thing he could see was shades of blue. So he directed his final movie called Blue, and it's just a monologue about being a gay man in living with AIDS in the UK at that time period, which was miserable.
Sure, and really good experience. Probably not as bad as watching The Master of Disguise. 2044.
He died 3 months after the movie came out.
Wow.
And I was unfortunate enough to realize that the movies are roughly the same length.
Yeah.
And with one movie that has no visuals to it, I was like, okay, it feels like I'm being dared to do this. I don't know, I really recommend this movie. It's available on YouTube. I thought, my suspicion was that Derek Jarman's Blue, the audio of that paired up with the visuals of Master Disguise, there would be kind of a meeting in the middle of quality, where, like, I thought maybe it would raise the experience of Master Disguise and bring down the experience of Blue.
No, it brings down both.
No, what it did was it really brought down Master of Disguise. It did nothing but emphasize how terrible Master Disguise is, and paired up with this amazing, personal, powerful work of art. I cried several times today. I was emotionally drained after this. It was an emotional experience. And honestly, it made me hate Master Disguise even more.
I saw that coming.
It emphasizes just how much of a corporate bad comedy it is, while, like, you watch this, like, independent, amazing, powerful, personal story mixed with it. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst. The juxtaposition did nothing but hurt Master Disguise. And I was emotionally drained after it. I even texted Michael and Dave. I'm like, hey, after my first viewing, I'm very emotionally drained. I'm going to take a break before I watch it again. And I was emotionally drained. It was a terrible thing. And honestly, I this is an episode of apologies. I want to apologize to Derek Jarman. I realized partway through this, I'm like, is this disrespectful?
This is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to him.
I was like, am I being disrespectful to the legacy of Derek Jarman? And yeah, probably. This is a terrible thing I've done to him. If people hear about this movie through the Master of Disguise podcast, I am so sorry.
Yeah, I just did.
That's going to happen.
It's an incredible experience. I recommend it. Sorry you heard about it here. Because Jesus Christ is not an appropriate thing for this podcast. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's powerful. It's scary. It's like, it makes you confront death and blindness. And I'm like, man, I really wish I wasn't watching Master of Disguise right now. So I just want to offer an apology to if anyone who was close to Derek Jarman or like knew him in real life ever hears this. I am sorry. That guy was awesome. The movie ends very shortly after the credits begins. So it's like almost exactly the same length. But it's so my big takeaways are: 1, fuck the Master of Disguise, and 2, you should watch Derek Jarman's 1993 film Blue, because it's an experience and it's on YouTube. Then, so I want to close out my section here. Last month I closed out my notes. I closed out the episode with I continued on with what I called the Energico STD theory.
Yikes.
Can't wait.
Please tell us, STDs.
So there's a lot that I need to expound upon, but my basic idea was that Devlin Bowman was a dying man. And he is dying because he had sexual relations with Fabrizio as Bo Derek.
Okay, but that doesn't...
I'm laying out the basics.
Let the man finish.
And then my initial theory was that like he found out he wasn't Bo Derek somehow, and then the Energico went inside Bowman's body, and then his body was rejecting it in the form of farts. That was my initial theory. And I admit there's holes there. There's things that can be picked apart a little bit. So I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. I rolled up my sleeves and I got to work. And I think I've made some
just fucking say
beautiful
it,
discoveries.
You fucking theatrical prick.
So I have a few ideas here. It's pretty dark. So did you guys ever notice that Bowman is not the only person being arrested?
Yeah, it's like his whole gang.
There's like a group of people.
Yeah. In the van, right before him, is a man who very, very strangely resembles Jim Jones.
Okay.
Of the Jonestown Punch.
I might be back in.
You're dragging me back in.
And it's very strange because this flashback takes place in 1979, but Jim Jones, his whole Flavor Aid moment was in 1978. But also, when there was a Freedom of Information Act request, we discovered that Jim Jones may have been on the payroll of the CIA the whole time. So my theory...
Wait, is that true?
I don't know. It's a conspiracy
theory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've never heard that.
So I'm bringing it into this. And
true is subjective, but it's been said.
I think the CIA got Jim Jones out of there and put him in a secret and hiding place in Bowman's Italian villa.
A secret underground lair. I want to say to you guys at this point, I'm actually a film school graduate.
So is Eli. So
am I.
What do we do with our lives?
So I am pitching that Devlin Bowman and Jim Jones were very good friends. They knew each other. They were good pals.
What the fuck does this have to do with STD?
Hey.
Sorry.
Hey.
Let the man finish.
How dare you?
Just finish.
My theory is that Fabrizio, for the good of society, decided Jim Jones had to go. He's like, we cannot let this happen. I'm going to Palermo, and I'm going to get shit done. Because of the anger that Fabrizio felt towards Jim Jones, he got sloppy. He got caught in the act. He was captured by Jim Jones and Devlin Bowman.
You know, I'm going to add to this. Jim Jones is a famous, huge Bo Derek fan.
don't you? Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, buddy.
That's not true. I just made that up.
Don't you worry, because Bo Derek's movie 10 had just come out, and Bo Derek became an overnight sex symbol. So you guys remember when Mark is talking to Bowman later in the movie, and he's asking him all these weird sex questions?
Yeah.
It's kind of strange that Bowman seems to know that he can do all that.
Yeah. Like how he, in the credits when he's like, the Olsen twins, the 16-year-old Olsen twins, yeah.
And he can do that. And again, trigger warning, I'm so sorry everybody, but my theory is that Devlin Bowman and Jim Jones kept Fabrizio as some sort of fucked up, disguisey sex slave.
I mean, it's not
maybe
wrong.
And then, and I'm piggybacking on Dave's theory here, Fabrizio used his Energico telepathy to his assistant to contact the mother and tell her, hey, this is the situation I'm in. Get the police over here. I need to get the fuck out. So the evening that the police raid is happening, they because Bo Derek's 10 had just come out and she became an international sex symbol overnight, they both were like, hey, be Bo Derek, eh? And that's how they know that that's not Bo Derek. And then the police raid happens, Fabrizio escapes, Bowman has the Energico STD, and he farts a lot. Boom.
All right.
Yeah, but Devlin Bowman later is just like, you and I both know you were that woman in Palermo that night.
They both know because that he was a sex slave.
But that describes it as that denotes that they were like, yeah, I figured this out about you. That's how I found you.
Maybe just because Fabrizio looks older, he wants to make sure that it's the right guy.
Right.
I'm sure. Eli, whatever.
Yes. Yes! Yes!
I'm going with a possibly, okay?
Fuck you! I got Michael to half-heartedly agree. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted.
Whole podcast, yeah, that's the whole reason we're doing this.
That is all I wanted out of this whole fucking conversation. I wanted Michael to just give up.
If it pleases the team, I would like to read my list.
Yes, I'm done with my notes. I'm done with my notes.
Me, but sure, go ahead.
Michael, go.
I'm just gonna do some rapid fire thoughts here. Is the whole restaurant Irish Italian? Is it all Irish Italian dishes?
Oh.
Because if so, cannolis in a potato shell. Thoughts? Anyone want to make an investment?
Cannolis in a potato shell.
They already talked about the corned beef, corned beef ravioli. I mean, why not? I guess
cannolis in a potato shell. And genuinely, that sounds decent, right?
A lot of top
like a potato skin. That sounds great. I'd eat that.
I'd eat that.
Okay. That's fine. Hey,
I would rather have the farm.
You just actually made me think of something, though. What happened to the employees after Fabrizio gets kidnapped?
They lose their job. I think that. Oh my God, Eli! I think that's why I said the movie's classist when I was really drunk that one night, and I put this movie's classist.
He's deciphering
all of the workers get fired.
All of the workers get fired, and they don't.
Yeah,
there's not even a scene about it.
And I couldn't remember why I thought the movie was classist.
I do recall that. Yes,
that's why I think that was it.
Boom.
See, I don't think they get fired. I think they're just sort of like put on hiatus because the business temporarily shut down because they got kidnapped.
Yeah, tomato. I also had an issue with the timeline because they get what number is the lunar space module? It's like number 78, rare object or something like that. But it starts at number 1. Like the Constitution is like number 1, so like they get 78 stolen objects in like.
And some of those things are like from like European museums.
Yes, like a Mona Lisa is in the Louvre, right?
Yeah, so like they definitely there's no way this happened in like 7
days. Right, and like timeline wise, we know maximum the length the time of this movie is a week. Max. Absolute hardcore max. We have mapped it out. But that doesn't make any sense. So that just kind of bothers me.
I think so. I think he had like Devlin had a bunch of people stealing like the lighter stuff, and then to get the specifics like the Constitution and the Liberty Bell, you had to send in, like Herbert Johnson and Jesse Ventura.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. So the
Herbert Johnson, Michael Johnson.
Yeah, it's Michael.
It's Michael Johnson.
So the lighter things include the Mona Lisa to you?
I feel like that would be something you could more easily steal than the Liberty Bell or the lunar module.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Absolutely not. Like,
doesn't make any sense what you just said, but I don't really want to argue about that. I think Energico is a love spell that works on women. That's why Jennifer thinks Pistachio's a disgusting slob early in the movie, but then slowly falls in love with him. It's because Energico is working its ways on her.
Yeah.
I also... and that's why Sophia was initially enthralled with Pistachio, because he always had the Energico in him, but she was able to push away because he wasn't tapping into it yet. And then I had a funny idea. I want to go as Clint for Halloween, the Jaws guy. And if anyone says, hey, are you that guy from Jaws? I'll open up my sleeve and show a really hairy arm and say, no, I'm from the Master of Disguise.
Just carry around a glass of water and be like,
so you're Quint, not from Jaws, but from Master of Disguise.
Right, because I have a hairy arm. One of my watches here, I synced up with April the 9th, so there's the line where Clint's like, April the 9th, 4:30 p.m. I synced it up so that when he said that, it was 4:30.
Yeah, I was going to say, did anyone actually do anything? So I'm glad to hear somebody actually did something.
Like, all right, cool. I'm glad you thought of it. I definitely would not have thought of that.
I had a reminder, but I couldn't get it in time.
I was only 3 years old in 2001. But was Bo Derek still a thing?
Yeah, Bo Derek was still a thing. Like,
was she dated then, or was she like?
I think
she was dated. It was kind of like.
So like Flobo and Dave, you guys are old as fuck. Like, did you guys know?
Thanks for inviting me out, guys.
What the fuck?
Did you guys know? Like was Bo Derek like a thing in your childhood?
Bo Derek was not a thing, but it was interesting. Like it was still a thing you would say, like Halle Berry. You know what I mean? It's not like she wasn't in the prime. People just know,
Or like Cindy Crawford. She like,
or like,
look,
I was.
It's just like a person you say for shorthand for like a hot lady.
Yeah, look, I was 12 when this movie came out, dude. Bro. Like, I was really focused on SpongeBob at the moment.
I'm just joking, Flobo.
Fuck you, kids.
I don't even know how old you are. Flobo, if you told me you were like 29, I'd say, okay, I have no idea how old you are.
I'll be 37 next month. I am old.
Oh,
yeah, you're
all right. Well, yeah. So not the food on the plates when Pistachio is holding all the food and he's juggling them around, and Rex is like, "That's too many plates." That's not like Italian food on the plates. I have no fucking idea.
Asian noodles.
Yeah, and but the meats, it's just like slabs of like meat on the plate.
Yeah, it is not spaghetti and meatballs like is what he spills on the weird still people.
And then I watched the movie in Spanish, and our old pal Jacob said that was his worst viewing, but I think it was one of my favorites, to be honest with you.
Really,
at the beginning when the baby's when he always had impulses he could not control, and he slaps the guy's face. He's like, "You slap me, I slap you." In Spanish, it's like I don't know Spanish, so I can't do it, but it's like a gargle, like a deep gargle, and it's funny.
Okay.
I didn't need subtitles. I didn't turn subtitles on for the movie. It didn't make a difference.
You know it by heart.
And then I said when the grandpa is fighting the slapping dummy guy, when he's showing Pistachio how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
The dude just looks like he's like De Niro in The Irishman, and he's moving like a fucking 80-year-old dude. And I said, Expendables 4 looking ass. And I said Terry Suave
on the elderly today. How dare
honestly,
you?
What the hell?
I know.
Yeah. Terry Suave is more suave in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't have to it's a little more I don't know, you don't have to actually hear the words. You know what I mean?
More Romance language, so it feels like it flows.
Because I was expecting in French for him to sound way smoother, but no, in French he sounded terrible. Like I watched the French one last month. Like it's just ridiculous.
You should do Spanish. I definitely recommend the Spanish version. My next viewing was on my birthday, April 18th. And that was right around the time Batman. That was around the time I saw Batman and Batman Rocked, and I then noticed that it came out on HBO Max, I think, on my birthday again. So I was like, I want to watch that movie again. But I had to watch The Master of Disguise first, so I watched The Master of Disguise on my birthday, and then I was really upset about it, and I said, "Where's the grandpa's assistant? Have we ever thought about that? Where did she die?"
I did actually have that thought. The grandpa definitely had an assistant at one point, but I think she's dead.
Yeah, that's really sad. I feel bad for him.
I think she's pretty dead.
Yeah,
super dead. The deadest you can be.
Yeah, and then I had a thought.
Like, there's not many women it could be. Like, what? Could it be Sophia?
Well, you say that. Queen?
Sophia's the grandma?
It could be.
No way.
No. Let's just think about it. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's think about it.
No.
We know time travel exists in this universe. I'm just saying think about it.
Wait, is this something you have written down, or do you just think of this?
I swear to God, I have it written down.
What?
I swear to God.
You have Sophia as the grandma written down.
This is what I have written down. I have, where's the grandpa's assistant? Sophia?
I guess that's the only woman in this movie who's not, like, claimed.
Yeah.
But, like, what? Not why?
And I think they had a falling out because she found the Fountain of Youth or something. I don't know. I'm making this up now. And then
what is this?
I said the entirety of the Batman, a 3-hour movie, feels shorter than this movie.
No.
Yes.
This movie, I feel the pacing is so rough that like the first 35 minutes of this movie feels like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael, didn't you do a Hell Watch?
Yeah, hold on, I'm getting there. Okay,
I want to make sure.
And then I had a thought. Pistachio can summon boats because he summons a rowboat for the Clint scene because it's like this is.
I think that's part of like the summon disguise. Like is the boat?
So I'm pretty sure
like the multiverse stuff. He just pulled it out of a multiverse.
Yeah. So I think that's an interesting thought. You know,
and it was even named the Orca, which is the Jaws reference.
Right.
Huh.
Okay, so this was my Hell Watch. Flobo, every month I try to have like a watch that makes me want to kill myself, like especially bad. So this month
I try to do this?
Yeah. So this month
Great idea.
I got my legal version of the movie and I put it in Adobe Premiere. And I watched it in Adobe Premiere and I had the rule where every time I looked away from the screen, a glance away from the screen, every single time I slowed the movie down by, I believe, 5%. If I was inexplicably interrupted, for example, if my fiance came in the room or if I got a phone call, I slowed down by 2% because I felt it was unfair. The full cut of the movie, I think, ended up being about 2.5 hours, but so it's not super long. Like it's really long, but
that's really long.
Really difficult because it got exponentially longer, right? So the first 10 minutes of the movie went like normal, but like as it went on, like the halfway point of the movie wasn't the halfway point; it would become like a quarter point because it just got slower and slower and slower.
And also, you can't look away from the screen.
And I can't look away from the screen. So I'm being completely serious when I say this. Like the George Bush scene at the end, like that 2-minute scene, took an eternity. It was like torture. That last
slow
scene
did you get down to? How slow was it?
I think it was like, hold on, I can check. I think it was like 30% or something like
30%.
that.
30%. That makes this movie more than 3 times longer.
Yeah, and it's it was rough. It was just a really
how did the farts sound?
The one at the end.
Thank you.
The one at the end took fucking forever. It was like the longest shit sound I've ever heard in my life.
Like a chainsaw.
Yeah, because it's already long.
I want to ask a quick question about that. So in that scene, they ask, "Is he dead?" And then he like rips ass at the bottom of the pool. Is that supposed to answer yes?
I
Your bowels release upon death.
Is that supposed to mean? Because I take that as no. I think he's pretty like. I think the movie meant us to think no, like, oh, he's alive, he's not dead. But like, I absolutely think he just died right there. But the movie,
it's 30%. The movie's got down to 30%.
Yeah, confirm that. But
wait,
Because I think that joke is supposed to be like, yeah, he's alive, he's farting still.
No,
he's so dead.
Yeah. See, if he died in the pool and farted out the rest of his Energico STD, would it infect everyone else in the pool?
Oh my god. Pool's closed.
They all got
Pool's closed due to Energico.
And stingrays.
So, and this is another thing that kind of bothered me about...
Flobo, do you think he died at the end of this movie?
That's a good...
I think he is alive because when you expand on the vowels, it goes a little like a pitter patter. But the fact it came out super full force, it just kind of like
that's okay, haha.
But if it was an Energico STD, that could be all full force.
I mean, an STD that comes out of your asshole as far as gas is like a whole nother story, bro.
Gastrointestinal issue caused by Energico in your body.
See, I'm with it. One or two things for that.
And that's why he's farting. Flobo hadn't quite considered the Energico STD. Next time, think about that.
That's the curveball this movie throws you.
I exported it and I put the timestamps on the movie, so like you don't have to go through the stress of not being able to look away. But I still exported it and put the time so you can see when I looked away and how often.
Because Michael also wants me and Dave to watch this thing.
Yeah, I want you guys to watch that. And Flobo, if you want to watch it, just send me your email.
Don't do it. Absolutely not. I won't even.
I won't let you have our edition. Oh man,
I'm not going to give you Flobo's email. I'm not going to
Flobo. Yes, I know.
Flobo, my people will talk to your people. I'll get it sent to you.
No.
Okay.
Flobo's free. He is done. He watched it 4 times.
You can never be free. Once an addict, always an addict.
Yeah, you never truly escape. You live with it.
There was a day I was like, should I do 5? No, not doing 5. No.
It's happening.
No.
You never truly escape.
One thing that bothers me about this movie is that Bowman never considers that pistachio exists until after cherry pie scene where he goes, you didn't consider it was Fabrizio's son? You haven't either, you shit fucker. Like, he literally never once thinks, what about Fabrizio's son? Never once until it's...
We talk about this because, like, Dana Carvey is kind of like a shorter guy. He's like 5'5" or 5'6". Like, why didn't Bowman just be like, oh, well, like, watch out for any weirdo who's like 5'5"? Like,
or why not just fucking kidnap him too? Like,
because Rex told him not to.
Yeah, Rex told him he was useless. Rex is the secret.
I did. I came up with that idea. I think I don't know why I forgot that.
Yeah, how dare you?
My god, Rex is the secret hero.
Ooh.
When he tripped. Pistachio. They were trying to assassinate him with
they had the laser.
See, look, they tripped him so he'll try and think. So Rex tripped him, so then Pistachio will go, my destiny is far away, and then they had that whole conversation like, it's right here, and then he goes and hooks up with Sophia, the Tush Queen, hands around the cake, protecting Pistachio from the cake to get Jennifer.
What? What the fuck? What?
He's the one. Rex is the one.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to. Sophia was done with Pistachio before that.
Rex is the one who sent the pitcher full of water that would get knocked onto Trent's tight blue sweater.
Yeah.
Rex
was there.
Sweater.
So Rex and the grandpa are the one, like the puppet masters behind the scenes.
Yeah. Okay. So. I watched the movie in bed, and that was really nice. It was honestly just a really relaxing experience. I woke up one morning, put the movie on, it was nice.
That's comfy.
So, just a thought about the bar thing. Does Pistachio have friends? And if so, did he go to the bar with them? If he doesn't have friends, did he just go to the bar?
I mean, people do that. Some people go to bars by themselves to socialize.
Yeah, it just feels weird. It just feels a little weird. I can't imagine Pistachio at a bar, to be honest with you.
Okay. That is a little odd. When she said, like, we had a lot of laughs at the bar last night. Like, that's kind of weird that Pistachio went to a bar.
So I actually have something to back that up, because when he's coming down the stairs after Sophia shows up, he starts waving to all the waitstaff. He's like, "Hey, Amica," and starts running past everyone. So he went to the bar with the rest of the staff.
No, I like the idea that this waitstaff fucking hates him, but he doesn't realize it.
Look, who's the lore master here? Okay.
When the one guy says like, "Hey, Pistachio, do one of your funny voices,"
I think he was like fucking with him. Yeah, I think
he was just like fucking with him, being like, "Yeah,
his mom says he's gonna do the dumbass Shrek voice at this kid again."
Yeah, watch this idiot.
So this is the main piece of lore I'm adding. It's not fully fleshed out. I literally just came up with this 15 minutes ago. More than that, but like right before we started recording.
Okay.
So when they're hiring Jennifer, he says it's $417 a week plus a Delta Dental. Delta Dental, if you guys don't know, the Delta River Valley in Mississippi was a very important piece of land during the Civil War.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the deep cuts I'm looking for.
Of trade for the supply route between the Confederacy, right? They were able to use the Mississippi River, specifically in the Delta River Valley, to transport supplies from the deep south to like the more northern south, like Virginia and like Tennessee. So I have a theory that Sherman's March to the Sea, right? He was a big thing in the South, right? Fucking over the Confederates in the South. Was a disguisee. And he took over the Delta River Valley, and they named all of their insurances after famous battles in the Civil War that they were all involved in. So General Sherman was a disguisee, which made him so powerful.
They have shell companies called Delta. Like, they have, like, a bunch of fake things, like a dentist office, or like a car salesman, or like an airline.
Yeah, or like an airline called Delta.
Fake stuff.
Yeah,
fake stuff.
Fake stuff.
So, but I also think like the disguisees have their own insurance for themselves specifically because Delta Dental isn't a fucking thing. So I have a theory.
It's a real thing.
It's like
Delta's real.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real. It's like the biggest dental insurance across the country.
Okay,
and now we know that the disguisees own it.
That's what I meant to say.
That's what Michael. I understood what Michael was saying.
Yes.
You guys need to listen.
We know they own it. We know it's real, but they own it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So just like Harper's Ferry Medical, Fort Sumner Ocular, Gettysburg Auto. These are all different types of insurances that the disguisees own based off of their major Civil War victories.
Were you just Googling, like, Civil War-based insurance?
No, I have a lot of Civil War knowledge. I'm going to be honest. No, those aren't real. I just made those up.
Oh, I was going to say...
Gettysburg Auto.
So, yeah, I mean, that might exist. There might be an auto shop in Gettysburg.
So
that's like a fucking
the disguisees own Delta Dental and Delta Airlines.
Yeah. Because of the Civil War and Sherman was... We need to
get a rep from Delta Airlines on this podcast.
Yeah, also, Eli, just a quick question about your sick man theory. In the credits, Bowman says to Mark, Black Mark eBay guy, you're sick. He says you're a sick man.
I think he's warning him. He's warning him about the STD.
Okay, so it's like a...
So it's like, it's coy and jokingly. So he's like, you're gonna be sick.
It's like, you're gonna be farting, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's about all I got. Dave or Flobo, one of you wants to take the...
you know what? I'll go. Why not?
Okay.
I'll jump in here. So the last watches I did, I ended off the last podcast on episode or watch 19. I remember, like I mentioned this earlier, but the 20s watches are where everything just starts to go downhill. Like the climb is the ladder climb is too great for the slide return of joy.
Yeah, I'm glad we're using that because I think it's a good visual.
That's a good analogy. So much so that my...
Can I add to the analogy?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
By watch 40, instead of the slide being fun, the slide has nails sticking out of it.
You know what? Let's say, because that's still part of the ladder. The ladder starts to get nails. The slide part doesn't have any downward slope anymore. It just becomes like level at one point.
All right, yeah, I like that.
You have to crawl through it and just go, this is fun. But yeah, watch 20 was the start of the downward spiral for me because I got to watch The Master of Disguise with my estranged father that I haven't seen in like 5 years.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Dave,
legit?
if you want to give a little bit of context
Yeah.
about your
As much as you're comfortable with, Dave.
Yeah, so I personally am a homosexual, and my father...
All right.
my father isn't too big of a fan of that.
Old-fashioned, I would call it.
Yeah, he's the man's in his 70s. It's expected. He fought in Nam for me to hook up on Grindr.
Yeah.
So I, we took a family trip down to where he's at, and then we did like all these little things, and then at the end of it, we had like 2 or 3 days where it's like, oh, we're gonna go see your father. And I'm like, cool, okay. Before I left, I made it a point to not watch The Master of Disguise because I wanted an event of like a coin flip event. It's either I watch The Master of Disguise with my family, my dad may or may not included, or I get punishment from Eli and Michael, and both options are pretty entertaining for the podcast. Let's face it.
So this is something we should discuss real quick, actually. If one of us misses a week, what should the punishment be?
I think
3 times in a day. Yeah,
3
times one day.
3 times in a day.
All right, that's fair. Flobo, outside source, do you think that's harsh enough?
I mean, everything's watching this movie is harsh, but 3 in a day sounds pretty fair.
Yeah.
You think that's fair?
I feel like that is an appropriate punishment for missing a week, because you need to be punished for missing a week. Like, especially like me and Michael are out here suffering. Michael especially.
Yeah.
Your father worked so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie, when you play that movie, like, everything slows down. Like emails take longer to write. Like, the doorbell sounds like it's slow at your high. It's weird, man.
Distortion abilities that are leaking out of the movie itself.
Right, okay, so 3 times, that's fair. That's fair. Yes. I think that's a good...
Dave, continue.
Yeah. So I had to I had to make it a point to watch it with them. So, as fate would have it, my dad was talking about, oh yeah, I got this Amazon box thing, but I have no idea how to set it up. And that was my in. That's where I slid it in. I was just like,
yeah, I got this Amazon box set up, but it only has this one movie on it.
No, like I got it
if
out.
You were
I got it like
before.
If he didn't hate me before, he does now. So I had to spend like 20 minutes setting up this Amazon box, finding batteries that he keeps in the freezer.
Why? What? Wait.
Yeah,
why did you
okay,
put batteries in the
yes.
freezer?
Yeah, so this is an old thing from like back in like 70s and earlier. That's the old copper.
I am
old copper top batteries. You would keep them in like the fridge or the freezers.
They would last longer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They would last longer. Yeah.
Really?
It's not true anymore.
Like, is that still a thing?
No,
lithium
not
batteries don't work like that. It actually would drain it. It would drain lithium.
It drains the batteries, and I explained that, and he called me an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, the price is so cheap now. Doesn't make sense.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to fish through batteries from the freezer for like 5 minutes. Finally got it set up, got him an account, got it logged in, and then I spent $8 getting this movie on Amazon. So he now owns The Master of Disguise as his only movie.
Oh, you bought it. You purchased it.
I purchased it. That's the only movie he owns on that box now.
Now he can't say you've never done anything.
Yeah. Wait,
honestly,
did you pay for it with your money or his?
I had to pay with it out of my own pocket.
Your dad's wealthy, isn't he? You should have made him pay.
Yeah, my dad is sitting on a couple extra zeros at this point.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, it's
Did they like it?
So it was the people I got to watch with me were my mom, my older brother. I'm the middle of 3 brothers. My mom, my older brother, and my dad. My mom, like, I started the movie and I was like, hey, we're gonna go watch this movie. And she goes, oh, well, what are you watching? Master of Disguise. And she just goes, ugh. Takes her laptop and walks to the other room.
Does she know about this?
I kind of half explained it, and then she kind of gave me that coyly, like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
kind of a question.
My parents don't.
It's fun. I'm having fun, I guess.
Wait, Michael, your parents don't know at all?
No, I'm too embarrassed.
What?
I told my therapist. Like, how can you not tell your parents?
I need a therapist for this podcast. Did they like write something down like for a long time after you said that?
Yeah, they're like, hold on a second.
She asks how I'm doing every time we meet up because it's always like a handful of watches more. And she's like, do you hate the movie yet? And I'm like, I'm still watching it. It's like this little joke between us now.
Well, we always make jokes that these episodes, like these recording sessions, are like a form of like group therapy. So like, you know, I feel like it's appropriate. I feel like she's a companion of ours. She's a peer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is me actually spending money on therapy going through this. This is just the extra therapy. You should
start paying us is what I'm saying.
So yeah, I told everyone come watch it. My mom took her laptop to the other room to go do work. And this is at like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
So what work are you doing? Than watch this movie.
Yeah, which is really telling. My older brother put in earbuds to ignore the movie and started playing his Switch and listen to music.
Wait, so it was just you and your dad?
It was just me and my dad, of which I had to keep waking him up. Like, he would fall asleep for parts through, and I'd look over and I'd be like, hey, Bob, a good part's coming up. You gotta watch this.
Did he laugh? Did he enjoy it?
I got a couple of good laughs out of him.
Really?
So
what did he laugh at?
The Bo Derek scene where... like he's flying and then the mask reveal, he laughs at that. Okay. The baby slapping scene, the Tush Queen walking off. Wait, Tush Queen walking off and knocking down the sign.
This is all the first 10 minutes of the movie. This is more than I laughed ever at this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, he's laughing at things that aren't even really like jokes.
But these aren't like hearty laughs. It's more of just like. And then, like, that's all I get. So, like, I counted that as a laugh, but it's not, like, a hearty laugh. Yeah. The Tush Queen walking off where she knocks over the sign. Where Pistachio goes, "Holy cannoli, you are my sister." He actually laughed kind of hard at that one.
Okay.
The cherry tree running off. The big dude with the dogs reveal where the grandpa's like, "Oh, it could be a good wife for you," and then turns around. He laughed kind of hard at that one.
That almost feels like, knowing him, it's almost like gays are weird.
Yeah. The Mr. Peru scene, just the entirety of it, I got a couple of good laughs out of that.
Dave, you're basically just like going through the whole movie, like. He seemed to really enjoy this movie.
No, he did not. I think he was laughing to try and entertain me.
What?
No, that's kind of nice.
Man, it keeps going.
Wait, did he think you liked it?
I think so.
Oh.
I think he thought I liked it because then at the end, like, okay, let me just keep going through. So then, like, Mr. Peru, the Jaws, kind of like a shark in the water, kind of laughed at that. Grassman reveal, and then the last one he laughed at was the guy walking up with the cherry pie shoes. He laughed pretty hard at that one, like actually audibly laughing. Like the guy walking up had cherry pie shoes and getting the mask pulled off. He laughed at, and that was probably the hardest he laughed in the movie.
Okay.
I'm so confused. But anyway, I had to keep waking him up. I tried to keep a record of all the farts, to see if he laughed through them. Not a peep.
Farts.
Not even a half chuckle.
Nothing.
Not a peep at any fart at all.
Flobo, are you a fan of farts?
Not really. I mean, that's kind of gotta do stand up, right? So it's kind of like a. Well, it is funny when they do the reveal where you like think he's going to do it and he doesn't do it, and then he does it.
Yeah, that's the best one. That is the best one.
Yeah, but the other ones are kind of like, okay, I get it. Who like wrote this script? Like teenagers, you know? Like
who wrote this script? It was Dana Carvey, sir.
Dana Carvey,
40s.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carvey.
Yeah. How dare you insult our Lord and Savior?
I'm sorry, Mr. Carvey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carvey.
So he, my dad asked me, he was like, "Were you stoned watching this for the first time?" And my response was, "I was 12, so not yet."
Smooth.
Man, 12 and then this movie came out. You were 12?
Yeah, I watched it in theaters.
12.
Yeah, this was just after 9/11. It came out in 2002.
Yeah.
Post.
It's kind of weird that the Masters guys didn't mention 9/11.
Yeah, honestly, just like how that Turning Red review didn't mention it.
Honestly, it really does a disservice to the whole film.
Yeah, how dare they, honestly. Dave, continue.
So, I did find one more advertisement we missed. Shout out to Pet Ease Door Dogs on Bowman's Mansion.
Oh, where?
The scene where the cuteness runs into the cherry pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there an ad there?
Pet Ease.
But where is it?
Get one.
Get one.
It's literally the door, and then like there's like an engraving or like just slightly lifted plastic to make it 3D to spell out Pet Ease, and it has the logo on it.
Where?
Oh.
On the doggy door.
Oh.
Like the actual plastic flap, it has Pet Ease on the front.
We missed one. You're right. I'm so
sorry. We gotta contact Pet Ease.
We have to go back and re-edit all of our past episodes, guys.
We actually missed two. Yeah, we actually missed two where they're digging through the garbage looking for the cigar or whatever. There's like a box of assorted candies for Kit Kats, Hershey's, and stuff. Yeah, and then I asked my dad, "Hey, you know, what would you give this movie rating?" He's like, "I'd give this crap a 1 out of 10. And then I'm like, "Oh, well, why'd you rate it so low?" He's like, "Rate it? I wouldn't even put it on the fucking board."
Yeah, Bob.
All right, he's not so bad.
They followed it up with, he's like, "Why would they make this crap?"
What a guy.
Yeah.
Quick story about Dave's dad. When I got my first car, I was like really stoked that I got my first car, and he asked me like, "What kind of car is it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a '95 Pontiac Grand Am." Like, and I knew it wasn't a very good car, but he just kind of looks at me and goes, "Piece of shit."
Yeah. Good old Bob.
Really? Thanks. I was really looking for your approval on this car I spent $1,000 on.
I don't even know at this point, man. It's hard to tell. So one thing I did notice early on. I noticed this probably at like watch like 4 or 5. Dana Carvey has a joke that he loves to use. Okay, so the scene where so there's 2 scenes that I could pull from. The scene where like he drops all the spaghetti and everything on the patrons, and he just like goes and like does the little tiny cleans. He's like, "Oh, this'll fix it," and they start scraping the cheese and stuff, doing like all these little awkward like moves. The same idea goes to where like the scene kind of before it or whatever, where Barney Baker eats shit on the sign that's on the ground, you know, the sign that he's directly looking at because he's looking down. Mm-hmm. He, like, when his dad comes around, he just goes for, like, the light tap. He adjusts his cufflinks, and he pats him on, like, the shirt. He's like, I go fix the sign, or whatever. That joke is in, like, that line and that style of joke is in every Dana Carvey thing he's ever done.
What do you mean?
That's like his favorite joke.
Where he like kind of like mumbles and touches
or like timidly
like
says something.
Yeah, like
that?
the mumble, awkward, timid kind of like movements. Yeah, that's in everything. And I was like, "There's
yeah, that's the case in like Wayne's World, but like he has so many SNL characters that aren't like that." He did a lot of very like, boastful, crazy things like Gammy Num Num style.
But I'm talking like essentially Dana Carvey being like the default Dana Carvey, not like blown up character. Like you could say that's like
that Pistachio isn't a blown up character.
I'm saying Pistachio is more to Dana Carvey's baseline character.
Pistachio and Dana Carvey are the same person.
It's like a 70-30.
Okay, I would disagree with that.
Fuck it. I agree with it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm not gonna. This is like when Dave was like, dude, it'd be like much easier to get the Mona Lisa than the Liberty Bell. It's like,
sure.
What?
I mean, that's wrong, but sure, Dave.
We entertain an Energico STD, but him being in a car is way out of line. Sorry, I can't accept that.
Thank you, Flobo. Yeah. Come on. Like, okay, back me up here, Michael.
Flobo, settle the debate here. What would be easier to steal then? The Liberty Bell or the Mona Lisa? You have to steal one. Someone puts a gun to your fucking head and says, steal one of these. Which one do you pick? Which is easier? Liberty Bell or Mona Lisa?
Meaning, if I had all the means and tools and gadgets to do it, it just comes down to what's easier or what's not. It would be the Liberty Bell. It would be
thank you.
There's armed guards. There's like glass in between the Mona Lisa.
Dave, you said the opposite.
No, but think of that. He's like the master kind of guy. He Flobo. I'm gonna guess Flobo has. Look, Flobo has already injected the Energico drug. He's got the spicy power.
No. Stop talking.
He's got. I'm not agreeing with you right now.
No. Look, he is.
You're like trying to hide, like Dave, you're trying to pretend.
Are you high right now? Like, are you like in denial? Are you hearing us right now?
Flobo's got my back, okay?
No, he doesn't.
Talking, or is this num in your ear?
I don't know which one's going on. I said it's easier to steal the Liberty Bell. Which one was that?
Right, and Dave said it's easier to steal the Mona Lisa, but he's pretending like you're agreeing with him.
I said it was easier to steal the Liberty Bell than it is the Mona Lisa.
What? No, you didn't.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You didn't, buddy boy.
Look.
Take cover.
I'm not.
You said that Fabrizio was stealing the harder to get items, and the small, easy items were going to his like henchmen.
I don't recall.
What?
Okay. Eli,
I don't recall.
Eli,
I never said that.
I think it's best if we just move on.
I
think it's best we move on.
This is so like,
So, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I'm just gonna wrap it up here with like a couple of other things I found. There's a lot of like odds and ends that I've been really building on like this robust theory, but a lot of them really revolve around, what do you see, like, what are the colors of Pistachio's, like, undershirt and Barney Baker's shirt?
Like red and green?
They're red. Just like a cherry.
Oh, my God.
All right.
I'm going to leave it there.
I'm
going to leave it there.
Oh, my God.
Just like a fucking cherry, boys. Flobo, go!
My stuff's not nearly as cool as you guys. I feel like I missed a lot of lore.
No,
Flobo,
that's
here's
okay.
The thing, Flobo.
That's okay.
Flobo, this is why we don't do this just ourselves. We need someone on here who has
a buffer,
normal basis perspective.
Like, because if it was just the three of us, Flobo, I think we would all go crazy together. We need someone to bring us back into reality. That's what you're here for. You are our tether. You are
have
our
the
anchor.
most important job in this whole podcast.
Okay.
No pressure.
So I have all my notes like combined based on
if
viewings.
You don't bring me down, Flobo, if you don't bring me down from Insanity, I'm gonna commit suicide tonight. So just I'm giving you that now.
No pressure.
All right.
Just blood
no
pressure.
I'll just keep saying stuff, and then if you guys want to stop the bus, just say.
We got you. We will interrupt you. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's the deal? What is the deal with the super long intro credit sequences and montages? The movie's only an hour long.
No. Okay. Okay.
We need to talk about this.
The amount of lengthening this movie has for the amount of deleted scenes it has makes no sense.
So, Flobo, have you noticed how many scenes were obviously deleted?
You can tell there's some gaps in story.
Well, because, for example, when Jennifer gets abducted, it literally says the cuteness was on guard, but he had no match for Bowman's Benjamin, who kidnapped her. That should be a scene. There should be a 5 to 10 minute scene of her getting kidnapped.
I don't know about 5 to 10 minutes, but just like, I don't know, like a shot of them breaking down the door and then like they cut away. Like, just something.
If you make it even shorter like that.
Like, what? No, this movie feels like it's in such a rush, but even though it's only 70 minutes long, like, before the credits, like, this is a terribly short movie, but it also seems to be in a huge rush, but also certain scenes, like the who, why, where, what thing, like, that scene goes on way too long.
Eli, it's who, why, where, how.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
I can't work
apologize.
So I agree with you, Flobo. I think that's a good point to bring up because it's like, why is this movie artificially lengthened but also not? But like also like artificially lengthened but short at the same time, like purposefully short. It seems very odd.
It's so weird.
I have also, it must be a world record, 21 minutes in and we already have a montage. Like, what?
Rocky IV might have that beat.
Yeah, Rocky IV has the most montages, I think, of any movie, right? Isn't that like the thing?
Yeah, is 1/3 of the movie is montage.
But like this movie feels close. Like,
It is a lot of montages.
This is okay. Continue, Flobo. I'm sorry.
You guys mentioned this before, but that whole snake charmer bit. And what's the most thing about the whole racist part of that scene is that he never even uses it. Like he does it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, he doesn't use that disguise. No, you're absolutely right.
Good point. I never even thought about that.
I never actually considered that. He was just racist for no reason.
Yeah, it's not even like it's not like for some reason he needed to dress up as an Indian man to get into some place or something. It was
but he never even let's give the movie the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that they're trying to show that he's gonna know how to use makeup to darken his skin or something. He never does that.
I kind of with Mr. Peru, but not much.
No, it just that is a useless training moment. Flobo's absolutely right, and I'm kind of mad about it. Because not only is it racist, and not only do they double down and triple down, but also it's got no purpose in the plot.
Yeah, you can cut it from the movie. It's not even like it's not like a Chekhov's racism thing, you know, where
Chekhov's racism.
Like they introduced the racism earlier in the movie, so it's like, oh, it's got to come back.
And then they don't. It just doesn't come back. It just is super hella racist for a good 3 minutes of the movie, and then never mentioned again.
That's a good point.
Okay, yeah, Flobo was correct there.
I can't believe they got Kenan Thompson for this film. What was he doing?
And he plays himself.
He plays himself.
Kenan Thompson
it's Kenan Thompson as himself.
As himself.
As himself.
That almost feels mean to Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
Are they trying to imply that in real life Kenan Thompson watches black market auctions?
He's just regularly on the dark
with his
web.
friend Doug.
His friend Doug, who doesn't give a shit about anything.
Reading a Thrasher mag.
Is kind of an unsung hero. I think I've mentioned this before, but I like Doug.
I love Doug.
Moisturized it in his lane.
Continue.
I hate the idea of them after the end of when they do the whole walk to the camera where they just wrap up everything in 3 lines of dialogue. You know,
yes.
Flobo.
I don't know if you realize this, Flobo. Bowman doesn't steal the Constitution. The Constitution is still on the fucking stage when Bowman is gone.
See, I actually have an argument for that.
Oh my God. Go, Dave.
Okay, so when they printed the Constitution, they also made copies of it called Ironsides. I think...
What?
Yeah, it was just printings that they had. So I think it was a printing, and then he had, the real thing just sort of, in the back room, because he was like, I've got this and the real one.
What the fuck?
So he was going to double dip on the scam, on the black market.
It's national treasure?
You know what? Whatever. Okay, fine.
You know what? Whatever.
Sure.
Fine.
Flobo. Keep it going, Flobo.
This intro theme isn't so bad in an early 2000s kind of way.
No, it isn't. I like the music.
This guy.
No, it's fun. Music is the best part of the movie. The best song is the one where he's running away as the shitface. And
the Grass Man.
A grass band, and but it's not on the official soundtrack on Spotify. It's the best song.
Yeah, it's sad. I like it. But even Master Part 2, that's a fun thing. Yeah. There's a music video for that on the DVD, and I watched it. It's a fun time.
Man. Oh my God!
It's Master.
Oh man, kill me now. Take away the jokes. Take away the jokes of this movie, and this could be a Fast and Furious plot.
All right, hold on. Let's think about this.
All right, okay. We need to insert cars, obviously. So the cars that we got, what are we working with? We got Devlin's limo, and we got the old style taxi.
Flobo, keep it going. Explain this to me. I need to hear it.
Okay, so imagine, not realizing you come from a long line of like action car racers, but your long lost dad or granddad's captured. But you can't go alone, right? You have to get a team. And so you had an individual team, and they come with you because things are being stolen from all over the world.
And it's all about family.
It's all about family. Totally Fast and Furious, man.
Family.
And I don't know if you gentlemen remember, but in episode 3, we joked about Vin Diesel playing Pistachio.
Oh, no, we did. We did.
Oh, ludicrous.
And he rides that scooter so well. I love his little scooter. He can fast and the
how
furious,
far can you drift that thing?
Disguisey drift. This is
what I think whoever writes and directs the Fast and Furious movies, I think we need to send them this idea.
Well, Justin Lin just quit as the director, so not him anymore.
Well, we'll give Harry and Dylan Blake to do it.
Yeah, we got it. We got this. We'll just tweet at them all. Flobo's hitting on some very good points here. This is good content.
I am dying. I am dying on the inside.
These are the weirdest bloopers I've ever seen in my life in a movie.
Because they need it. Because the movie's 72 minutes, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this isn't a fucking movie."
Get the drum set for the turtle guy.
Yeah,
get the drum set.
We all know how much was that? We all know Humpty Dumpty got on the wall, but why did he fall down in the first place?
Yeah, Tara Swap.
That midget. How much was the Cherry Tree cosplay? Probably the budget of the film.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 times in, I really want to stab these guys when I see them. That's you guys. No offense.
Fuck yourself. Once you get to 4 times, we'll fucking talk, Flobo.
Past that 20 threshold, then we'll talk.
Well, we already sort of we're talking about this, how we're gonna start feeling like superior in a way.
I am. I'm superior to Flobo.
You're the one. You've got the least views among all of us.
I have the least what?
You got the least views among all of us. Like, you don't really commit to watching this, so it really only counts as half.
Maybe more, honestly.
Technically, I'm beating you.
Okay.
Right. I also wanted to hire Constable Mueller to be in my Fast and Furious movie.
Thank you. Okay, Flobo. Top 3 disguises and bottom 3 disguises. Go.
Yeah, top 3 and bottom 3.
There's so many bad ones that
top 3.
If top 3 isn't Gammy Num Nums, I'm gonna end it.
Oh, it has to be Gammy Num Nums. Yeah, Gammy Num Nums, Constable Miller, and Mr. Peru. I mean, the whole Scarface.
How the fuck is Terry Swab not in your top 3?
Where is the Cherry Pie Man in that list?
Where's Quinn?
It's gross. It's gross. I have one more note, and I want your answer on this one, because this is really, this one stuck in my craw.
Okay, go.
Why didn't Pistachio do the president disguise earlier?
Okay,
why do you wait to the end of the movie?
This really bothers me because we've established that he can become fictional characters. We've established that he can do so many fucked up things with his powers that he doesn't do. He could be fucking Saruman or Sauron or Gandalf or fucking Voldemort. He could be fucking Gollum if he wants. I'm doing a lot of Lord of the Rings.
I think you need a higher level of disguisey, mastery to be able to do some of those crazier disguises, though.
Okay, I think
he's only 1.5. He can't do the presidents until the end of the movie.
I think you start out as you need to be a character that's actually played by a human or is just a human, and then later you get the shifting abilities where the grandpa's the dog.
Okay. Oh, Flobo, did you know about that?
About the grandpa being the dog?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't make that
up. We didn't make that up.
We did not. There's an alternate ending to this movie that they didn't use, where it's not Bush, but there's a Captain America scene. But we find out that the grandpa was the cuteness the whole movie.
No, that's gross.
Yeah. No, that's a real scene. That's
canon.
That were filmed on the deleted scenes where it was revealed that the grandpa is the cuteness the entire time.
That is stupid.
And you know what's crazy about that? is that sounds just as crazy as any of our other fucking crazy bullshit.
It does.
That sounds like something we would make up.
It
just
does.
to, like,
Listen,
not go crazy. But no, the movie did that. That's not us.
I think my theory of the grandpa knowing he's in a movie and being aware of it so he can move the plot along is a little crazier than that, but it's maybe playing the same sport.
Yeah, they're in the same league for sure. Okay.
And lastly, I want to say that
Please,
after watching that movie and having Pistachio say, "What are you still doing here?" I was like, "Go fuck yourself." Where did you get off telling me what I'm doing here?
Like, you get the fuck out of here. You're lucky I'm still here. You piece of fucking shit. You fake Italian asshole.
So before we end,
Italian Irish prick.
I got so mad.
Before we end, you got me thinking about some of this, Flobo. What do you think the target audience for this movie is? What age range?
Dana Carvey fans. That's it. I can't. If you liked Wayne's World or the Dana Carvey show, his sketch comedy show back in the 90s.
Okay. Those are better than this.
Whoa. I actually have room to jump in here. Wayne's World is one of my favorite movies.
I love Wayne's World.
Yeah, if I have to keep watching this garbage past this year, I am going to blow up every copy in existence.
This is for Dana Carvey fans.
I think it's for 9 and 10-year-olds going to their first sleepover.
It is for children.
It's for like preteens and younger.
But you can't say that with the casual racism and the body shaming or ass appreciation.
No. We're not saying it's a good movie for children, but I think I think that's the only demographic that's going to get anything out of this because I didn't say it's a good children's movie. I never said that.
By the time I was like 13 or 14, I was watching dumb comedies at sleepovers, but they were like
better.
Not like they were like Mac and Devin Go to High School or like American Pie.
Yeah, like the American Pie sequels, like shit
they
like
sucked,
that.
but they like are better quality than this movie. And then like in high school, I was watching like better movies and like in college better movies, and now like better movies. So like it's not for like people in college, it's not for high schoolers, it's not for adults. It's for I think like 9 and 10-year-olds who think like because it's a little edgy, you know, but like they talk about butts in it, and it's like ho ho ho, but like it's not edgy enough to where like their mom would stop them.
Yes,
it is still
I agree with Michael.
I think you're right. So this discussion that we're having, is this what the movie was meant to be for, or what it actually is for?
I think that's what it's meant for. I think the intention was let's make a movie for 9 and 10-year-old boys.
Now, I think the original idea, like, making it was, like, our audience is going to be, like, younger kids and their parents taking them to the movie. So we have to entertain kind of both. And you fail at both.
Yeah.
I think the most success this movie can have is with young, like, kids. Like, if I were to pick a demographic, and I almost feel bad putting this onto children, because no one should watch this movie.
No.
But if I had to pick one demographic to show this movie to that I think might enjoy it, it would be young children, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think I think I would get fired for doing this, but I think I might show my 6-year-olds this movie.
Yeah. It is worth it.
I wonder if I'd get fired for that.
You are a teacher. That makes sense. I think we can start winding down. We thought
this would be a short episode.
No, we
really kept going. Flobo, plug yourself here.
Please.
Say where people can find you.
Cool, yeah. Well, I got a bunch of podcasts myself. I do like Netflix and Star Trek and wrestling. Learn more about that at newamsterdam.com. So,
I watched my first WrestleMania ever with Eli the other day. WrestleMania rocks.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, 38 was a great time. And,
we watched 30.
It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, and I was showing Michael 30 because he asked me, I was like, what's a good one we could watch? I'm like,
because I watched a little bit of 38, and it like rocked. I was like, this is the dumbest shit ever. I love it. And
it's the dumbest shit ever. I love it.
And I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to start being a wrestling guy. I might start listening to your podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah, WrestleMania is like a thing. It's a concert.
Yeah, go ahead, finish your plugs. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Oh, yeah, newamsterdam.com, KNEWamsterdam.com. Also, check me out on that Twitter, at Flobo Boyce. That's FLOBOBOYCE. And, yeah, man, that's where I'm at usually.
Nice. Okay, that is beautiful. Well, thank you so very much. You put up with a lot of our animosity today.
Yeah, Flobo, I hope you had a good time. I hope you don't walk away from this thinking like, that sucks. Like I didn't want to do that.
No, man, I don't got friends. I got family.
No.
Hey, Flobo, I just followed you with our account.
We have a Twitter account now. I should.
Yeah, we should probably plug that.
Yeah, our Twitter handle is @Turtle Club Pod, Turtle Club Podcast, and the we have thousands of followers, so make sure you get on that early.
Yeah, all the millions that we have. And also, we've mentioned this before, but we do have an email if anyone has any things that they want to ask about.
Yeah, wait, what is it?
Yeah. It is the turtleclub69@gmail.com.
Yeah, the turtleclub69 email. I have it sent to my phone, so I will get the notification and I'll see your question. Feel free to ask. We are getting here, I'm just going to read this YouTube comment because I feel bad we keep ignoring this guy real quick.
There was a YouTube comment that we got like 2 months ago and we haven't
I'm just going to read it, and I feel like we can talk about it next episode because I am planning on making notes about this. Surprised by the third episode, this was 2 months ago. Surprised by the third episode, you haven't gotten to the Big Bottom Girls ending from the credits and the strange as hell context for all of it in regard to Pistachio's character, the dark side of Energico, and what would happen if they succeeded, LOL. The greatest anti-disguising weapon of all, LOL. So we'll bring that up next time, Mario. His name is Mario. And but I just want to give you a shout out. We did not forget.
You have been noticed.
Yeah, you have been noticed. Thank you.
So that is it.
Actually, I got one last thing.
Oh, okay.
While we were kind of wrapping up here, I was thinking I wrote my own haiku, and I think I'd like to read it if I can.
Go.
All right. Please help me. I am losing my mind and cannot stop this train to hell.
Hey.
Wait, how
dark,
many syllables were in each line there?
Yeah, hold on.
Please help me. I am losing my mind and cannot stop this train to hell.
Yeah, it works.
Sure.
I mean,
you want to hug it out, 575?
Yeah.
I feel like our haikus got progressively
not going to
worse.
do enough. A hug's not enough.
Wait, you think Dave's was worse than mine? I'll take that, I guess.
Yo, what the hell? What do you mean? I worked hard on that. All 5 seconds.
Come back here next month with a better haiku. There's your homework, Dave.
Wow. Wow, yeah.
All right,
I'm going to make a whole
everybody.
haiku.
Bye.
Bye, love you.
All right, all you turtos and turtettes. That's the show. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.